Hey guys, Trigger Happy John coming at you with another Awaken Chaos Era video. On today's video, what we're going to be talking about is going to be the 5 most, in my opinion, impactful champions on any account of both the wood element, the fire element, and even the water element. I feel like these top 5 are going to be the best champions that you're possibly going to get, that are really going to be the biggest impact on your account. I'm going to explain to you why you want to get them, why you want to prioritize them, and then kind of what order they're going to go in. All right, so as you guys know, I'm at the end game. As you guys can see, I am level 80 here. If I go in here and we look at the Void Tower, I'm at level 99 out of 100 on the Void Tower hard. I'm gonna finish this on stream probably later this evening if you're watching this video on the day it comes out. If you're watching it a later day, I'm probably gonna do this on the Monday morning right after making this video. So I feel like now is probably the best time to go ahead and put this information out there. I've played enough of the game now. I've done a lot of the Void Tower. I've experienced a lot of what this game has to offer. So we have Void Tower, we have Arcane Dominator, which is your dungeons. These are like the most important part of the game. I don't care what anyone says. These parts of the game are the most important. Only second to adventure mode, because you need to do the adventure mode to get all your resources. I don't care what anyone says. That's what it is, and that's how it is. That's why I feel like it's a good time to make this video where we talk about the elemental characters to really look for and what to prioritize. The reason for that is because there are a lot of characters in the game. If you notice here, I have over 42 champions that are level 60. I have a lot of champions that are almost level 60 that I will eventually get there. I haven't even done Urzog yet. He's the new arena meta. I should probably build him up as well, but we haven't done it quite yet. We will soon. As you see here, I've got some food basically ready to go. I'll probably do that, honestly, probably within another stream or two. But the thing to note, the caveat about this is I've tested a lot of these characters. I've played with them all. I've watched other content creators' videos. I've done some theory crafting. So all of this being said, it really puts a lot into perspective as to why the characters I'm about to give you a list, why they make sense, and how you can accommodate and understand it as well. We'll put it that way. So let me go ahead and let me throw the chart up here. Now this chart, I still have to figure out how exactly I want to display it better, like, you know, how to make it like a graphic to where you guys can grab it and have it as a quick thing. I'm not really sure how to do that quite yet. I'll figure it out. But for now, as you can see here right behind me, this is my top 5 champions for each elemental. Okay, you will notice that these read left and right with fire, water, and wood. That is right. I do rate Brand as the best fire unit in the game. It's because he has the most impressive kit out there for support. Without Brand doing content like Void Tower, a little harder. Doing content like speed farming on dungeons, a little harder. Arena, there's literally all the list of different content that can be done in this game. Brand makes a big difference. He makes things a lot easier for you. He offers the most in his kit with his attack up, defensive up, his taunt, and his counterattack for the attack down. On top of his 10% shield when he's ascended twice. I don't know a single character in this game that offers as much to the game as he does. His package is amazing. Next up is Valeria. Now, Valeria, let's go ahead. Let's unshow this. Let's talk about Valeria really quickly. I know a lot of people will agree with me that Valeria is high on this list. I know a lot of people also say maybe she's not the second best one. And you know what? To each their own. I will let you have that. Let me explain to you why I think she's the second best. Her A4 consumes 20% of this character's current health and deals 180% damage to all enemies. Grants a bonus turn upon the defeat of an enemy. So yes, it is less than some certain characters, right? Certain characters can get really high up there. They can really scale exponentially. However, the fact that she is 180% damage, and if she gets a kill, she does an extra turn, makes her just priceless. Okay, so what you do is you set her up. She's an AoE nuker. So you bring in characters like Brand, like someone else who boosts their attack, who lowers the defense of the enemy, You let her go, she gets a kill, she goes again. She comes in here with this A2. She deals 100% damage to all enemies, recovers health of 35% of the damage dealt. So imagine if she's strong element. She's just gonna come in there, smack them down, get her 20% HP back, and go. Reduce ability, all ability cooldowns by 1 turn upon the death of an enemy. So as she's killing people, she's reducing the cooldown on her ultimate. So and it books down to a 4-turn cooldown. Super easy. Hard to deny how impactful she is to people's accounts. Not to mention, you put her in Avarice set and she will just smack guys. Like literally, I've used her in this build for most of Void Tower here. It's pretty decent build, but it could be better. And it's been going really, really well. Okay, next we have a rock. Now I'm gonna try not to spend a whole lot of time on each individual character because there's 15 of them. Okay, so let's talk about a rock here. Real quick, short, sweet. Let's pull him up. Where's he at? There he is. This ability right here. This says it all. Removes all positive effects from the target and then deals with 200% damage. Damage from this attack scales with the target's max HP. Not only is it 200% damage on an ultimate, which is pretty much par of the course, but it scales with enemy max HP. So he's an amazing boss killer, and he strips all the buffs. Okay, so you put him with some focus, he strips all the buffs. He also has a chance to land stuff with the defensive down here, as you can see. He can also do splash damage because of his passive right here. He's very, very impactful to anyone's account. I would highly, highly recommend you use him. He's also easy to get at the beginning of the game because he is more common and because there are more ways to get him than just ancient shards, because you can also get him if you come down into the event shop, you can get him as well. Okay, so he's a lot easier attainable, and that is why he goes before Cyrus in my opinion. And I know a lot of people disagree with this. They're going to say Cyrus is probably the better one to choose. It's not that I don't disagree with you. Cyrus is amazing. You can synthesize her and she will do a massive amount of damage for you. She also helped me carry my team through Void Tower multiple times. However, let's go pull up Cyrus. Where's she at? I have Cyrus built. Where's she at? I'm sure I passed her like 3 times now, and I'm just trying to find her here. Right here. I don't know how I could miss the blue hair. Anyways, ultimate 240% damage. Like I said, 200 is pretty much part of the course. This is an attack up and then the 240% damage. That is amazing because that automatically allows her to do more damage, right? That's great. It definitely scales very well. Makes her ultimate hit super, super hard. It's 3-turn cooldown. She also has this nice passive where she can basically turn into a splash damage dealer, right? Same as a rock. This is why I put them both at basically 3 and 4, and that's because they're pretty interchangeable in my opinion. The last one that we're going to talk about is going to be Scarlet. I know a lot of people of you guys have really slept on Scarlet, and I want to talk about her. One, all of her abilities here are pretty good. Bleeding works really, really, really well. Scarlet has this amazing thing where she summons 1 wolf if no wolves are present, right? When she does that, that wolf, any attack against an enemy affected by bleeding triggers a bonus wolf attack, transfers lethal damage against this character to any wolves present. She summons a wolf. She then does not die when she takes a fatal hit. The wolf dies. As long as she applies 1 bleed, the wolf will always trigger a counterattack anytime any of your team members go. This wolf, unfortunately, does not get to capture any crit damage stats. However, he does seem to scale really well off of the attack percentage, which is what you want for bleed. So you build her extremely high attack percent and make her a little tanky with a lot of focus, and she will do a massive amount of damage for you really, really well. Not to mention all enemies, once you get her ascended, this is, all enemies take 50% more damage from bleeding. Scarlet is accompanied by her wolf at the start of the battle. The wolf deals 50% damage to the target with a 50% chance to apply bleeding for 2 turns. So you can just stack infinite amount of bleedings. Every time your teammate takes a turn and attacks someone who is already being bled, there's a 50% chance that that wolf will also place another bleed after he has done damage. This is amazing. She does a lot of damage. I've done her with Guild Boss. She does a massive amount of Guild Boss. She's great. She's great. She's very affordable to build. She's an epic. Definitely top 5 material. Okay, next. Let's move on to the waters. Okay. Also, hot topic, right? You will notice Hydrisia is not on this list. I have Nathalia first. I have Santis, I have Tia, I have Ciara, and I have William. Let me pull this back up so you can see it. Let's talk about it. So as you can see, we have exactly the characters I just said. This is Nathalia, Santis, Tia, Ciara, William. This speaks volumes as to why like Hydrisia is not on here, why Hackern's not on here, why I'm trying to think of some other ones like Mohex, Lydia, you know, even Blackhorn. So let's talk about why these characters made the list and the other ones did not. Okay, so first off is Nathalia. One, Nathalia is super easy to get. She does a lot of damage. She's an epic champion. More chances of getting epic potions to get her skilled. She only requires an A2 to be extremely powerful with her damage on her ultimate. I know a lot of you will argue that Hydrisia would be better in this spot. She's not. It's just easier. Nathalia's just easier. She's better for getting players at the end game. I still use her more than I do my Hydrisia. Next is Santis. Now Santis makes the list because she is literally the water god. There are very few dungeon comps out there that do not require Santis. And like I said at the very, very beginning, dungeon is the most important part of this game. Next comes the adventure mode. Well, she's like the most OP character for dungeons, and she can be helpful in adventure mode if you only want to tank and slow sustain beat adventure mode into mythic. All right, next we have Tia. Now let's go ahead, let's show Tia. I want to do a mini showcase on Tia just so that way you're aware of as to why she made the list, because I know a lot of you are going to go, well, she's a synthesis character, John, she's not that great. Well, she really is, and let's talk about it. She got a buff. Now her ultimate does a lot more damage. It does an additional 50% damage to the main target you select, so that's 170% damage to a main target, just below the average. The thing to note here is that she does a freeze. Now this freeze makes the character not be able to move or take a turn, and also makes them take 50% more damage. So if you do a massive nuke after freezing a character, well, bada bing, bada boom, they take a lot more damage, right? Super impactful. It's very helpful. That ability in itself is just godlike. Next we have is her A2. Oh wow, an A2 that's 180% damage to an enemy and applies 2 stacks of Frostbite. Frostbite slows them, and at 5 stacks it makes them frozen. All right, so now you've done place the Frostbite right here, and then you're gonna put additional 2. Okay, well, we're doing a lot of damage with her. Lastly, her A1, Frostbite again, damage. This synergizes well with her trait, which is applies Frostbite to the enemy for 2 turns at the end of the enemy's turn at 5 stacks frozen for 1 turn. Every time she takes a turn, every time there's an end of round, the enemies are going to take 2 more stacks. Overall, freeze is one of those debuffs that in some games is just trash. In this game, it's actually very impactful because they have changed the mechanic of it to where when they're frozen, they take a lot more damage. And that's just something to note and be aware of and mindful. Also, this character is synthesized, makes her very strong to be in the top 3. All right, next we have is Ciara. And we're gonna talk about Ciara really quickly, actually faster than what I have been. We're gonna talk about one thing in general. When the enemy's health is under 50%, deal 100% damage to all enemies, can be only triggered once every 2 rounds. This ability here makes Ciara so busted that she makes top 4 of all the water champions. What you do is you bring in other champions, you let them nuke the targets down to 50% HP. You let Ciara come in here, and these modifiers are insane on this ability. You put her in really good Avarice set. As you see here, I've been flip-flopping between Valeria and Ciara with my Avarice set, so it's not fully glyphed or geared, sorry. But you swap them out and they will just smack. You also have all these other damage dealers and modifiers, and if you actually go to her Ascension, if you can get her Ascension to A2, she does like an additional 60% attack. It's just insane. Amazing character, easily top 4. Also free to get because you can get her through the Covenant, right? You can get her right through here. Granted, yes, you have to beat the Void Tower and you have to beat the Bounty, and that's how I got her. I could not pull a Ciara if it saved my life, but I was able to beat the Void Tower and the Bounty, and now I have a Ciara. I'm very happy I have her. All right, next character we're going to talk about. Pull back up. It's going to be William, and we're going to talk about why William's next. All right, William is next because of a few different reasons. 1, he's a great support. 2, he's an epic. 3, he can output and increase your throughput of damage. All right, let's talk about why. His A4, deal 100% damage to all enemies, places the defensive down. 80% chance, that's a pretty high chance. Give him focus, he's gonna do it. 100% damage AoE is not bad. That's pretty much par of the course for any AoE damage dealer. So if you choose to have him do damage, he can. The other thing to note is his passive. When he's ascended, the basic abilities of all team members deal 60% more damage. This is essentially an attack up 2, but not an attack up 2. So you're not taking away that slot. It's just an innate passive that the characters are getting. Massive amount of attack boost right there. Next we have is A1, a joint attack A1, 50% damage. That's kind of whatever. But the joint attack is amazing, especially with characters like Scarlet, who has that wolf out, right? Think of the possibilities. When you do a joint attack, how much damage are you going to be doing? A lot. Next to talk about is his A2. Counterattack. Everybody knows counterattack is amazing. Doesn't matter what content it is, whether it's dungeons, it's arena, it's PvE, PvP. Counterattack always has a place. You guys know the Ice Wolf comp that legendary Andy made. Definitely go check out his channel. He makes great content on certain comps. That is his specialty, being Ash being one of his main priorities. Counterattack made that comp. So the fact that William has this buff is absolutely astronomical. The other part is it singly puts one character with defensive up 2. Now, this is amazing because this helps with your very squishy damage dealers or nukers that are in and paired with William. So you place that buff on them, boom, they do more damage. You place it on Afiliate, she does more damage because it's another buff. That's how her abilities work. This is why William is easily the 5th one. He could be arguably rated even higher. I put him at number 5 because I feel like DPS takes just a slight bit of a trump over utility. All right, next let's get into the wood characters. Now, we're running a little long. I think we're at like 16 minutes, so we're gonna try to wrap this up. As you can see here, wood characters. Number 1, I have Zatlux. Number 2, I have our boy Gangello. All you guys know the struggles I've had with Gangello. 3, we have Avera. 4, we have Antonua. And 5, we have Windstrix. Now, there's some things and notes I want to make about this one. This one is probably the hardest, in my opinion, to make this tier list. Is 1, Zatlux is a absolute beast. Dungeons, amazing. Farming adventure mode, amazing. Endless trials, amazing. Void Tower, amazing. The problem being is he's a single target nuker who needs to kill somebody to then proc his attack up and then spread his damage. The other thing to note is he only takes 70% crit rate, which is why he makes so much waves when he does damage, because he just destroys everybody, but he's got to get that kill. So he was kind of hard to rank number 1 because there's some caveats with that, because Gangello, well, Gangello is used everywhere, man. Let's pop this down and we'll show you. Gangello, he's got such a flexible kit that he is used, well, everywhere. If we go to Queen of the Tides and we say, hey, let's go to 14. Gangello, okay. Well, he can't be used everywhere, right, John? I don't know. Gangello. All right, let's go Roaring Tulpa. Am I gonna see a Gangello in here? I don't think I'm gonna see a Gangello in here. Shouldn't be one, right? Oh, okay, wow, no Gangello there. Huh, okay, so this must be it, right? Absolutely not. He's used everywhere. He's literally used everywhere but Tulpa. It's pretty insane. This is why it's hard to rank him number 2 versus number 1. The problem is he's a legendary unit. He's very hard to get going. He needs ungodly like stats to do certain parts of the game. He has amazing abilities though. His ultimate ability, with timed correctly, could put up no positive effects. All this poison damage he does, the main thing he's known for is his passive, which allows all enemies to take 100% more damage from poison. This escalates extremely well with characters like Santis and Valuk or Gahar. All right, let's pop the list back up. Next we have is Avera. Now Avera, she is one of my favorite RNG nukers, and this is why. Remember I was telling you 200% is about par of the course for nuking on actually AoE damage is like 150, I think is part of the course, so 200 is really good. However, notice it's 150 to 200. There's a lot of RNG there. 50% damage is an astronomical amount. But the attack up is great, because then that means her next attack with her single target here can do a lot of damage. The other thing to note is she can do this gunfire, this 50% damage to the enemy, and reduces the all ability cooldowns by 1. She also has, what's the other one that she can do? She has another passive here. Yep, Cruel Blade, which then allows her to use artillery support. Deal 40% to 60% damage to all enemies. This is random. It goes off the rage, so it is, I mean, I shouldn't say it's random. It's not really random, but it is a RNG based system because it depends on how much damage she does and what this damage is here, on how much overall damage she does to make her the top nuker in the game, in my opinion. That's what I mean by RNG. Great character, highly recommend you use her, amazing starter. Next is Antonua. Show you the list. Antonua is next, and then Winstrix, so let's talk about them both very quickly. Antonua, if we scroll down here, what does Antonua do for you? Well, she has this thing called the Unicorn Blessing. I thought this was the weirdest thing starting out in the game because it's really wordy. Who has time to read all this? I still feel like they need to change this because it's, in my opinion, it's dumb. Don't word stuff so complicated. Make it short and sweet. We're playing a mobile game. We're not playing like a PC game. We're not trying to get that deep. However, what Unicorn Blessing states with way her ability works is Unicorn Blessing allows her to do more damage. She does 30% bonus damage, and she takes 30% less damage when taking damage. The Unicorn Blessing, as long as it is up, her ultimate does 200% damage, and grants a bonus turn if she has Unicorn's Blessing. So not only will she do basically 230% damage, but she'll get an extra turn. That extra turn, she can do a lot of other things, such as like the A2 here, which deals 150% damage and grants Unicorn's Blessing to this character. This one is to replace it. Ideally, you proc this, goes into here, and you do 130% damage. You can then launch a bonus basic ability against the target. That's 3 attacks on the target. If she has Unicorn Blessing, then launches a bonus basic attack, right? This could be reset. She can do a lot of attacks. She can really pop off. She's an amazing single target nuker. She's very budget. You get her from the very get-go. A lot of people sleep on her. I recommend that you don't sleep on her. You use her, utilize her. She's going to do you very, very well. Last but not least is Winstrix. Now, this was, on my opinion, on the tier list, the first and or second best character in the game. I still think she is amazing. She is definitely way up there. I've done a guide on her. To go see my video on how to build Winstrix, how to use her, where you're going to use her. She's amazing. She is one of the very few that does a speed up to an attack up. This allows you to build characters at slower speeds, use this ability, speed them up. She's a god for arena. She could be very, very, very helpful in Void Tower as well as in Endless Trials. Her A2 refreshes the cooldown of an ally's ultimate. This is amazing. If you just want to repeat and run around and re-nuke, boom, she's your girl. She also has speed down on the A1, and you're already gonna have her have focus, right? Because you just want her to be able to do everything. So she is an amazing character. Do not sleep on her. And that takes care of this entire tier list. This entire list. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I want to know what you guys think. How off do you think I am? Do you think I'm part of the course? Do you think I'm off? Do you think you would rate this a little differently? Let me know down in the comments below. I want to interact with you guys. I want to get your guys' feedback. This is a collective. As a content creator, I cannot make content without you guys' support. As a viewer, you guys want to see content that you want to enjoy. So definitely work together with me. Let's provide you the best content out there. Let's make the best experience for this game that we can. I hope you guys enjoy the content. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.